This is May 5th, 2017. This weekend, the fate of France will be decided. Two candidates will vie for the presidency of France. Marine Le Pen and Emmanuel Macron. And Macron has shown his true colors, calling, just as Hillary did to Trump supporters, Marine Le Pen supporters hateful enemies of France. The anti-France party, for wanting to preserve the identity of France, for some control of the borders, of population, of the culture of their people, the safety of their people, the future of their children. Hillary Clinton called everyone who was not with her deplorable, alienating and shaming the average people like myself in the United States of America who wanted not violence or genocide against immigrants, as the left blared out over and over, even though there was no basis for it at all, but simply some return to some control and a voice in the issues of mass migration, national finances, the lives and safety of their own people. And despite her unimaginable amount of resources, financial backing, 20% of which came from Saudi Arabia, which still seems to go over a lot of people's heads, she still lost. I hope we will see Macron lose in a similar way. Here's the truth. France is no longer France. It has been invaded, taken over by violent terrorist immigrants, and the French are letting it happen. Now, this weekend, there is one last chance to push back by supporting and voting for Marine Le Pen. French, your country is already a war zone. There is effectively nothing left to lose. You know, one way in which feminism reveals its true colors as nothing more than a whining power grab is when a woman comes along who is running for president of a nation who is actually trying to save her country and bring some level of control back to its collapsing culture and utter chaotic immigration policies that have turned a once beautiful land into a war zone, someone like Marine Le Pen. And a man calls her and her supporters vile and hateful, as Macron has done. And the feminists, along with the rest of the left, just run with it. You don't get much more blatant than that. I will post a link down in the description to a video I want you to watch, a conversation between the philosopher Stéphane Molyneux and journalist Lauren Southern, who is talking from Paris, France, herself observing in person what the city and what the situation has become. The conversation was recorded about a half a week ago, but this is what the state of the world is now. Paris, the beautiful city of lights, as it was once called, is now completely overrun with violent migrants. It's not like a war, it is a war. This is a war, and France has one last chance to try and turn back by voting for Marine Le Pen. One last chance before the country reaches the tipping point of no return. Because if Macron is elected, there may well be no hope of recovery. There aren't just riots in the street. As Lauren Southern reports, there are young people indoctrinated into communism by the schools, running wild and cheering as people are set on fire. Terrorist attacks, bombings, constant threat. What would not that long ago shock an entire nation if it happened once in their lifetime is now just a fact of life. And rather than fight back, rather than defend themselves, their country, their families, for crying out loud, the French people are, as Macron put it, just supposed to accept it? This is light years beyond ridiculous. If there is no pushback now, if France does not retake its country now, I live in the United States of America, so I have no power to vote in the French election. But I look at what the country has fallen to, and I tell you this. If you do not fight back now, you know what? I know you're being mercilessly taught all kinds of white guilt. It's time to drop it. White people, Americans, Europeans, have suffered enough. It's time to toss the guilt aside. And if not now, there will very likely never be another chance to take back the country you loved and want for your children, wanted to build for your children. There will be no future.